if you are not updating yourself with the latest trend, what is going on in the market, what is going on at a global level, what is going on at a local level, you will not be able to manage or compete with your external environment. 3 C's are very important. That is compassion, common sense, and competence. In your professional life, in order to perform more and more, in order to achieve a success, in order to contribute to the society, you should be physically and mentally fit all the time.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel StartupLanes.com. I am Ankit Shom and I take interviews of various top CXOs of India. Today we have with us Dr. Jignesh Shah. Dr. Shah is presently VP HR and Admin at Patel Infrastructure Limited. He is an HR icon who has successfully established a lot of innovative HR systems and has institutionalized strong performance-driven culture in companies. Manpower planning, strategic relationships, nurturing and managing strong talent pools, and building strong leadership development are some of his key areas. Some of his most well-known awards and recognitions include Most Influential HR Award 2017, Best CHR Award by the Indian HR Convention, New Delhi, and Innovation in HR Award 2018. So without any further ado, let us dive straight into the interview. Hello sir, a very warm welcome to our channel Startup Lanes. My name is Ankit and we are extremely grateful to have you here for this interview. Firstly sir, I would love for you to give a little bit of introduction about yourself to our audience.
Thank you very much for connecting with me. I am Dr. Jignesh Shah, a senior HR leader, and I am in the field of HR more than 3 decades. So far as my academic is concerned, I have done my Master of Social Work, then I have done my law graduation, I have done my PG Diploma in Industrial Relations Personnel Management, all from MS University, and while working, I have completed MBA specialization in human resource, and as I get along, I also got a chance to complete my doctorate in the field of organizational leadership. So this is my brief introduction. So far as my work experience is concerned, I worked with a variety of organizations, starting from Jyoti Limited, that is an engineering organization, to Lupin Laboratories, Pharma company, then moved to Reliance Industries Limited, Petrochemical, Polyester sector. Then I moved to Bell Ceramics Limited for a leadership role. So my journey started with the Bell Ceramics Limited way back in 2001. And then after Bell Ceramics Limited, I got an opportunity to work with CLP Power India Limited, which is a MNC in power sector. Then I moved to infra industry, that is JMC Projects Limited. Then I worked with FMCG company called Waghbakri Tea Group. Then I worked with Aarti Industries Limited. Again, that is a chemical company. Then I moved to Monte Carlo Limited, infrastructure company. And currently, again, I'm back to my native place, that is Baroda, with the infra industries called Patel Infrastructure Limited.
So if you could tell a little bit about your professional journey, that is, what led you to this point and how tough was it?
I found it very interesting journey, right from at a junior level. I was nurtured very well, particularly during my Lupin Laboratories tenure, where I spent about 6.5 years. So where I learned many HR processes, right from talent acquisition to training and development to performance management system. So I was nurtured well at Lupin Laboratories Limited. And then I got a very tough challenge at Reliance Industries Limited, because I was posted at Polyester sector, which is a labor intensive sector. And in the entire Hazira side, in polyester sector, the blue collar manpower predominantly are ITIs. The young boys of around 20 years of age, mainly they are freshers completing their ITI with fitter trade, mechanic trade, etc. So they have a lot of expectations, and they were very young, and they were very demanding in terms of working condition, in terms of their benefits, in terms of their perquisite, etc. So I had a very interesting time with Reliance, and say Reliance, as you know, Hazira site was a huge site, and at the project stage, employees are having a lot of grievances, lot of complaint, dissatisfaction. So what I followed the concept of HR services at the doorstep, meaning that I prepared a schedule to visit each and every department during the post lunch, and I used to visit each and every department. I met all the employees, whosoever is having any grievances, any complaint, any help required, they will record in the register, which is kept at a departmental level, and then I used to attend that register during my visit, and I had a good interaction with the employees. So I came to know what are the soft floor undercurrents going on at a organizational level. And with this experience, I had a very strong rapport with all the employees. So later on, what happened that there was a strike at Hazira, and because of my good rapport, I was able to manage with my polyester sector employees, and we handle it very nicely, and potential or a probable production loss had been avoided, and whatever their genuine demand were there, through dialogue we address it, and it was amicably resolved. So my Reliance exposure was excellent so far as people management is concerned, so far as employee grievance is concerned, employee complaints are concerned. That was fantastic. So after Reliance, I was ready to take up the challenge as a leadership role. And in the Reliance, since it's a big, huge organization, many of my seniors were in pipeline. So I was not able to get the leadership role kind of opportunity. So in the meanwhile, I got an opportunity with Bel Ceramics Limited as a leadership role, wherein I was responsible for two manufacturing sites, one in Gujarat, another is in Bangalore, plus about 150 marketing field force, and plus head office at Baroda, about 50 manpower. So I got an overall leadership experience exposure at Bel Ceramics Limited. And again, at Bel Ceramics Limited, I had a tough task because there was a union, and I signed a wage settlement for a period of 5 years. So the experience of settling the charter of demands and signing a wage settlement was a very, very tough, challenging assignment, as well as there was a lot of learning at my end. So I learned a lot during that journey at Bel Ceramics Limited. Then I got an opportunity to work with CLP Power, which is a MNC in power sector. So I got an excellent experience exposure from my Hong Kong corporate HR team, and I learned a lot of international HR processes, which is very interesting, which is very people-centric, and excellent experience with the CLP Power India Limited. Then I moved to infra industry. Again, in infra industry, JMC Projects, I was handling about 75 projects. Now each project in infra industry, it is as good as one factory. So more than 5,000 plus employees on roll, and plus 10,000 plus indirect employees. So that HR taking care of this huge manpower was an excellent opportunities. So overall, what I would say is that yes, I have a very interesting journey so far as my more than 3 decades of career is concerned. Yes, there are a lot of challenges. I faced it successfully, and I enjoyed very much during the entire journey.
Have you faced difficult times in your life, sir? And if yes, how did you tackle them?
What I recollected, the difficult time is at my Bel Ceramics tenure, wherein the union had submitted the charter of demand, and the union was very much strong in terms of pressing their charter of demands, and to convince them and to bring them on a table and to have a meaningful dialogue. That was a very, very tough time, right? So understanding that environment, understanding that union mindset, what I did was that I have exploited their religious sentiments, in the sense that in the very first meeting we took a pratigya or a pran that before the Lord Ganesha, that we will not resort to any violence, we will not resort to any strike, whatever expectation, demand from union side will be settled and resolved through dialogue and dialogue only. And we will not go for any production loss, any strike, any non-legal activities. And after putting a lot of efforts, ultimately we will go to the chairman of the company, and we will put forth all our requests to the chairman, and whatever chairman will take a final decision, that will be binding to the union and both the parties. So that kind of pledge we took it, that kind of understanding we developed, and I got a breakthrough in convincing the union member that this is the way we will address our charter of demand very amicably, very peacefully, and in a very fair way. That suggestion, I got huge success in convincing the union. And after 8 to 9 months of series of meeting, dialogue, persuasion, and whatnot, we got a success in settling the charter of demand without taking the help of chairman. And today also all those union leaders are in touch with me, and we used to meet once in a year. Wow. So that kind of relation and rapport I have established for this breakthrough of signing a wage settlement.
Do you believe it is necessary to keep yourself updated to all the latest trends? And if yes, we would love to know how you do that, sir.
So I feel it is very much required to update yourself on a day-to-day basis. Otherwise, if you are not updating yourself with the latest trend, what is going on in the market, what is going on at a global level, what is going on at a local level, you will not be able to manage or compete with your external environment. So you have to keep your eyes and ear all the time open, and you should be receptive for whatever new development or for whatever new thing is taking place, right, in the society at large. So of course, in a current scenario, social media is one of the source through which I keep myself updated. That is always there. Over and above that, there are a lot of professional platform at country level. We have a CHRO forum, and I'm an active member, one of the member of CHRO forum, through which I'm getting a lot of update on a daily basis, on a continuous basis. So this networking with the top professionals in the country, top professionals in the state level, regional level, and top professional at Ahmedabad city level, Baroda city level, Gujarat level. That helps a lot in updating myself on a day-to-day basis. And of course, I also try to read whatever new articles, whatever blogs are coming, whatever books are coming. That also I keep trying to read and learn myself and try to update myself all the time.
What are your favorite books, sir? And what important takeaways have you got from them so far?
So I have read a few books which I like very much. So in my beginning of the career, I read the book of Siv Khera, that is You Can Win. That book I read during my early days. Then I read the book of 7 Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey. That I read the book. I read the book of Wings of Fire by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I read the book The Professional by Bachi. I'm in the process of reading the autobiography of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because I found his leadership very interesting, very practical, and it is helpful a lot to a corporate world. That is what I personally feel. So few of these books I have read. My key takeaway is first and foremost is hardworking. So you should have that kind of a passion that you will not leave anything till the time you get a success. So hardworking, persuasion, pervasiveness, these kind of quality which I have developed because of this reading and this learnings. So hardworking, perseverance is one of my takeaway. Second thing is regarding the complete professional approach, meaning that when you are in business, you should be very much focused on the jobs on your hand. Whatever assignments you have taken, that you need to complete it in a given time frame, and with say utmost diligently, as well as utmost sincerity, and with a good quality of work. So quality of work should not get suffered. That is another thing which I learned. Third thing is about integrity. I learned a lot on integrity. Say being a professional, you should not compromise at any stage about integrity. You should demonstrate, practice high degree of integrity in all your professional and personal life. So I learned a lot on integrity. That is very much important. So these are the few things which I learned.
So we would love to know your success mantra if you really have one. And it would be amazing if you could share an original quote of yours.
Yeah, definitely. When I used to conduct my session with the particular students and the young professionals, I have written one small article on 10 pearls of wisdom. So which 10 pearls of wisdom is ultimately my success mantra. So in order to get success in your personal and professional life, I cherish all the time, and I recite all the time. That will remind me all the time that whatever I do, first there should be a focus, right? So focus is very important. If I do any personal work, then I should do it with focus. If I do anything, with, for example, for some professional work, focus. Focus is very important, first point. Second is the critical observation, meaning that why I am doing. So I should be convinced that why I am doing XYZ activity. If I am convinced that yes, there is a purpose behind doing particular activity, then my dedication, my quality of work and sincerity will be improved a lot in executing that task, and that will give me a quality result. So critical observation. Then third thing is common sense. I believe that a lot of issues can be resolved through common sense. So common sense is one of the quality one need to develop. Similar way, empathy. One should always have a quality of empathy so that you will always understand the other's point of view. That quality will always help you in resolving any kind of issues. Fifth thing is regarding communication and presentation, as well as the feedback mechanism. So this is very important because in today's scenario, in today's time, your communication skill matter a lot. So you should be a good communicator. You should have an excellent communication skill is very important. Next thing, sixth thing is regarding the self-discipline. You should be a disciplined person in all respect. If you follow your own discipline, yes, that will help you a lot in achieving the success. That is what I believe. Then timely response. So for any activity, any issue, anything, you should always be a responsive and in a given time frame. So you should always give response to in a timely manner or in a given a time frame. Next is regarding techno savvy. So today, in order to be successful, you should a techno savvy, right? You should know all the gimmicks of technology, and you should be always a techno savvy. Then networking. networking is very much important, because through networking you can get many things resolved. You can tackle many issues through networking. Then whatever you do, you should do with a lot of passion. So you should be passionate about your work, passionate about your profession, passionate about whatever you do, anything. So these are my 10 success mantras, right? Which will always I practice for a greater success in both professional and personal life. That is very important for me. I believe in three C's. My three C's are very important. That is compassion, common sense, and competence will make you a great leader, great human being. So I always focus on my compassion. For any activity, I'm compassionate, and I see with that quality. I always use a lot of common sense, and yes, whatever profession in which I am having, I have developed enough competence to handle the challenges of my profession. So I feel compassion, common sense, and competence will make you a great leader. That is my quote.
How can your followers become like you, sir?
I feel that they should be clear in their career goal, what they want to become, what are their career goal, and it should not be at an intellectual level, but they should write it down in detail, right? Say these are my career goal and how I want to achieve, in what timeline I want to achieve, what are the efforts I'm going to put, what kind of upgradation in my knowledge, upgradation in my skill, upgradation in my experience, exposure I'm going to pursue it. That they should be clear. So it should be written down. It should be on a piece of paper, not at an intellectual level or not at a mental level, right? Then only they can commit to themselves to pursue that career goal, to pursue that career ambition. That is number one. Second thing, from a time to time, they have to evaluate it, that whether they have achieved the particular milestone, what they have thought of, what they have planned. So they need to evaluate on a continuous basis. So that is very important. And based on the external environment, based on the external circumstances, they need to review their goal and purposes also in the change scenario, whether the goal or the ambition what they have planned, whether it can be achieved in earlier timeline, it will take more time, or they have to forget it because of their own strength, weaknesses, challenges, right? So point is that they need to review periodically about their goal, what they have set, and to achieve all those things, they need to practice this 10 pulse of wisdom all the time. That is what I always mention, that they should be focused, critical observation, using common sense. They should have a lot of passion, communication, presentation skill, networking, techno-savvy, timely response, discipline, all those things. If they practice all those success mantras, I'm sure they will achieve whatever they have planned or whatever they desire.
So what is your daily routine like, and how many hours would you say you dedicate towards your work?
Yeah, so my day starts at somewhere around 5:30. I'm an early riser, and my productivity is very high till 11 a.m. in the morning. 5:30 to 11 a.m. in the morning, my productivity is very high. In your professional life, in order to perform more and more, in order to achieve a success, in order to contribute to the society, you should be physically and mentally fit all the time. So in order to maintain that fitness, I spent nearly 1 hour in the morning either for my yoga exercise, because during this COVID time, I got an opportunity to complete 300 hours yoga teacher training through International Yoga Alliance. So that motivated me to daily practice yoga and meditation, right? So 1 hour I'm in the morning, I'm spending my time for maintaining my physical, mental health. That is my 1 hour time. Then after completing my daily routine, I report to office around 9. My office timing is at 9:30, but I always come half an hour early because my view is that I can plan my day activity, work my planning without any disturbance, because once my office starts, I'm getting a lot of disturbance through phone calls, through my team members, lot of review meeting, etc., etc. So I work till 6:37. Right. I don't work beyond 10 hours. 10 hours is my boundary. Unless there is a business emergency, then only I stretch. Otherwise, I work only for 10 hours. And after 10 hours of working, right, my happy hours start, right? My business hours ends at 6:37, and then after 6:37, my happy hours start, my personal life starts. So I used to spend time with my family, friends, and other relatives. And daily, I try to read for half an hour. Half an hour is the slot for which before I go to bed, I read, and I spend 30 to 45 minutes on social media to get myself updated, particularly on LinkedIn, which is a professional networking group. So these are why I spend my entire day.
How do you balance work life and family life? We would love to know that from you, sir.
So my strategy is very clear that during business hours, I don't mix up my personal issues, personal things. My family members, they never bother me or they never disturb me during the business hours unless there is a personal family emergency. So my first strategy is I never mix up the business hours and personal hours, or a family life and my business life. And during my happy hours, unless there is a emergency on a business issue, I involve myself or I spend time to resolve that business issue, right? During my personal hours or my happy hours, I fully dedicated that personal hours to my family, friends, and social circle, right? So I'm trying to maintain a balance as far as possible, that during business hours it should not be mixed up for any of personal work, and during personal hours you should not mix up with your business things.
So what advice would you love to give to your 20 years younger self? And do you believe you have made any mistakes that you regret?
Yes, so there was no mistake, but if I look back my past years, I thought that I had taken a little more change in my career. I would have stayed for a longer period of time in the organization like CLP Power India Limited, where I spent 5 years. I thought if I would have spent 15 years, 20 years, then it would have been better, because such a lovely organization, such a lovely culture, such a lovely people. But because of my ambition and my passion to grow further and further, and in a variety of industries, and to accept more and more challenges, I had gone for change, which I would have not gone. That is what I felt, and there is a little bit of regret on my part, that if I would have continued with that kind of organization, then I might have got at some point of time some international opportunities also. So that is the only regret what I felt in my career. Else, otherwise, it was a fantastic journey so far, so good.
So where do you see yourself today if you hadn't picked this exact career?
Yeah, so I have chosen, if my family had supported me, I would have been a practicing lawyer at maybe at a Supreme Court level, because I am a LLB gold medalist. So before my completion of Master of Social Work, I had completed my law. And I am very good at interpreting the law, and in the legal field I have a lot of interest. So if I have not chosen this career, I would have been a practicing lawyer at Supreme Court, definitely.
Would you like to mentor entrepreneurs, sir? And if yes, what kind of ideas or startups interest you? We would love to know.
Yeah, so I definitely love to mentor the entrepreneurs. And I want to give a more thrust on developing at a leadership skill level. So entrepreneurs should become a good leader. If they are become a good leader, then they can provide a lot of mission to their business, and they can develop a lot of strategy for the growth of the business. And you will agree with me that in the today's scenario, if any entrepreneurs manage two things, one is human resource, that is people, and another thing is finance. If they manage these two resources very well, then they will have a huge success in their business. So I would love to mentor, so far as leadership skill is concerned, leadership quality is concerned, to the entrepreneurs. If they understand this leadership tactics, leadership skill very well, I think they will have a very huge success in their respective business.
So, whom would you like to thank for supporting in your life and career?
Definitely during my college days, nobody was with me to guide me for my career. What are the better options to pursue the career and all. So I come across one spiritual guru called Pandurang Atavale Sastri through their Swadhyay activities. And he was delivering a lot of lectures on Bhagavad Gita and the teachings and learnings of Bhagavad Gita. So that Pandurang Athavale Sastri ji made me so strong, and he had given me a lot of confidence in my abilities as well as in my skill, in my competence. So I'm whatever I am today is because of him. I give full credit to him because he made me a good human being. He gave me a lot of confidence in my abilities, in my potentialities. So Pandurang Athavale Sastri, my spiritual guru, is the first person who made me, who helped me and contributed a lot in my career and life. And another thing is my parents, of course. And last but not least, my better half, that is my wife. She always supported me in my entire professional career journey, because I have moved to so many places, and she always accompanied me, and she always adjusted her life in order to support my professional journey.
Lastly, sir, how would people connect with you? Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, or any other means?
So I preferred LinkedIn as well as on email, as well as on WhatsApp, as well as on phone calls. I'm very less active on Twitter. I do have my Twitter account, but I'm less active on Twitter. But I'm very much active on LinkedIn. I'm available always on mail and WhatsApp and phone call. I'm always available.
Thank you so much, sir. It was wonderful having you with us. It was indeed a very fruitful conversation. I myself learned a lot, and I'm sure our audiences will also learn a lot. Looking forward to catching up with you soon. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thank you. Nice interacting with you, Ankit. Thank you.